was having himself a damn good time.
He was. Right on the buffalo.
We're giving you a little preview of what we're going to do here later. A little guy in a buffalo playing in the background. We'll jump right in this. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Schaefer.
Yeah, I'm Kelly Adams.
And this is a damn good time podcast.
Hit him with it.
Hit him with it. Let's pause that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Get
come
it
in
out of
later.
here.
We're going to come in later. Just so you know, we're going to talk about Guy on a Buffalo.
Got a buffalo, old throwback.
Old school shit.
I don't know how long.
I feel like a lot of people don't really know about it.
Maybe not now. I don't know.
Dude, we were listening to that shit way back. Not even listening, watching. It's a whole video. We're going to play it for you. This one will probably get flagged for some copyright issues or whatever. But, hey, whatever, man.
I mean,
We got to try something different.
until the monetization starts coming in, we might as well just not worry about it. You know what I mean? Torch it. Throw it to the ground. Let it bush on fire. Let it burn.
But nonetheless, we are back in the studio
Back in the stews.
for another damn good time.
Where we Yeah. Time warps, melts.
Yeah, how's your week been?
Good.
Yeah.
Over the weekend was my neighbor's birthday, and we went to
Justin.
Yeah, we went to see a band at Atwood Lake.
Yeah, who was that, by the way?
That was I was going to say
Very forgettable.
it's an international harvester. I was going to say Neil McCoy, and I don't think it's Neil McCoy. I say it's Neil McCoy. No, yeah.
Dude, I know I was supposed to go, but then I was like, dude, I don't even like country music that much.
He sings Redneck Yacht Club.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some bang. Craig Morgan. So we went.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. It's Redneck Yacht Club,
Yes.
International Harvester.
Uh-huh.
He's got some softer songs, you know. He's a man's man.
I would, and I'm not here to yuck anyone else.
You're yucking already. I can tell.
No.
I can tell you're yucking it up.
All I'm going to say is I would bet all of my life savings, all of my life work that I have never once willingly played any of those songs.
Oh, I'm sure about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yuck and huck. What was cool though, because we got to take the boat over
Yeah.
and park at our sandbar and walk through a trail in the woods
Yeah.
and walk right into the concert venue with our beach chairs,
Yeah.
because they told you to bring chairs.
Yeah, no, and I get that because I did really want to go. I really wanted to go, but that day my kids were being poopy pants and shit, and nobody wanted to go out to the lake, and I was like, it wasn't that hard of a bargain to get me out there to force them to either. But like it's partly my fault, but also it was like I was like, hey boys, let's go out to the lake, and if it timed out right, like yeah. Why don't you guys hang out at Cody's with Steph's mom and the babies and stuff, and I'll go check out this concert. That's what I was hoping would happen. But then the boys were both like, yeah, we ain't go anywhere. We just want to stay home. I'm like, okay, well.
In a couple of years, fine, I'm going.
Yeah.
But no, it was really cool. He put on a good show. There's a couple other opening bands. I don't know who the hell they were. Concert was kind of blur for me. I ran back to the boat a lot. Had to run Tyler's little boat back to the house to refill beer and liquor at one point in time because we were just shoving everything in our chair bags. Not exactly like I had a chair. Like, oh, I got another chair. No, it's full of beer and booze.
Did they have beer sales there?
They did, and we were going to buy beer there and then maybe refill the cups.
Right.
Or whatever, but it was in a beer garden, and you had to stay within the beer garden, which was way up on the hill away from the stage.
Okay.
It's like, well, either one, the beer garden needs to be way closer to the stage.
Right.
Or two, you need to be able to drink it in. But I think for them to be able to do that, they probably would have had to fence off the whole entire venue.
Right. So they had to, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Because of where it was at, that venue is not necessarily a closed concert venue. It's not like Blossom. Because Blossom, I'm thinking Blossom because Blossom's outdoor. But there's fences around it. There's only one way in, one way out.
Right.
Whereas this is a campground. So there's multiple ways in, multiple ways out. I bet you I probably could have rolled in there without a wristband or something and hung out.
100%.
Hung out for an hour before somebody was like, "Hey, you don't have a wristband. Get out of here."
Never saw one person that was checking or looking or doing anything.
And then I would have left for okay, sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to be here. And then 10 minutes later, come right back and enjoy the rest of the show.
Right, yeah.
So, it makes sense that then they kept the booze confined to an area because that's state liquor license and stuff.
Right. It's a dry lake on a conservancy district thing. So
right.
The only way to get around that, I think, is you have to have it fenced in.
Yeah.
It has to be contained. So I get it, but then I'm not going to go sit in a beer garden way up on the hill and drink beer.
Right.
I'm just going to sneak my own beer.
right. Yeah, sorry. I mean, and that makes sense, and that's cool that you can still have that kind of option, and then you didn't have the fear of the danger of getting caught. Apparently, not there was beer Nazis running around.
Car up there either.
Right.
Like I'm walking to the woods back to my boat.
Yeah.
Not a lot you can do to me at this point in time. You're gonna be like, hey, you gotta get out of here. Okay, fine. I'm walking back to my boat. I mean, obviously they could get on their boat and then follow me and then give me a ticket if they wanted to. But
right.
I was like, I'm sleeping on my boat tonight because you're legally allowed to do it too. So
yeah.
I mean, it was nice. It was nice. It was nice, and it was cool that Atwood did it. I hope they do more concerts.
Yeah, dude.
Probably more country. Sorry, but
and it's
more unlikely because that's just the area. But
I don't hate country. It's just not my preferred.
Sure, I just don't see a lot of them booking a lot of rock concerts out there.
Unless you go to a live fest.
Yeah, and I mean that's even okay.
I just remember.
You got Skillet.
Well, it's Skillet, sure, but one of the first years they put on the Alive Fest, they booked The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh yeah.
Which, sure, they are a Christian metal band.
Yeah,
but they are an intense metal band, and it threw up a lot of complaints.
Yeah,
a whole lot of complaints. And then they never came back, which that sucks because that's the kind of shit I'd like to go see.
Very similar to Jars of Clay.
Just
so Google that fine.
Yeah, check out The Devil Wears Prada, and try not to smash your head into a wall.
Well, I don't think they were on the main stage either. Too, they were on the beach stage. So it was
and it was daytime, and they still had people pitching. It's not even like they were main stage at 9 o'clock at night, and you just hear that crazy kind of music. Yeah, bellowing across the lake.
Jesus save my soul. But it's still. They probably didn't book them again. Let's just be honest.
No, they haven't been back since.
Which is shitty,
Yeah, but you got Skillet.
Yeah, that's like.
Skillet's cool.
Yeah, I mean they got some songs that are pretty good and stuff, and I think more people. I don't even know if they were there this year. I didn't even look at any of them.
God, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the Live Fest. I haven't seen the Live Fest book since we worked at the Lighthouse. And I know the last one I looked at was Toby Mac, Family Force 5, Skillet. A lot of those a little more cookie cutter.
Yeah, which was hilarious because we had one of the bands that basically parked their RV in our parking lot where they stayed. It's just like a tour bus, I guess. It was pretty big.
Yeah.
So every night they do their show, and then at the end of the night they come back, and we were staying open late just in case we got some late night people that were hungry or whatever.
They'd come in,
drink at the bar, and then ask us where the bitches were.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, are you supposed to be some Christian band? And they're like, no, man, come on, let's party.
Yeah.
But I won't say their name because we probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, we won't call anybody out. But
unless they probably already broke up. But
it is. I don't know. They might still be together. But it's also weird because there's the heavy metal scene, especially the underground heavy metal scene, has a lot of Christian heavy metal bands, and a lot of them that I like. I'll throw out Norma Jean. The Chariot has since disbanded, but I've seen the Chariot multiple times.
Yeah,
and they were signed to a Christian label. They were Christian metal, and there's one show I saw them at Peabody's. They were the pregame for, they weren't openers, but they played before Gojira, which Gojira is kind of a bigger metal band. Neither here nor there, but like once Gojira was on, the Chariot was back at their merch band. Like every single member was back there hanging out. And I sat there and bullshitted with them because I couldn't give a fuck about Gojira. I was there to see Chariot and just bullshitting with them. I was, 3 sheets to the fucking win, of course. Like, I was like 13 beers deep and a couple shots of vodka on the way up or whatever. And sitting there bullshitting. I'm like, hey, man, you want a beer? Like, oh, no, we don't drink. I'm like, oh, okay. But they didn't judge me because I was wasted drunk bullshitting with them. Like, coolest fucking people. But they just didn't drink and they didn't have that party facade, but they hung out. Like, which I thought that was cool. But then you have this other aspect of like, they have to keep this face of like, they don't party, but then like behind the scenes, that band that came in and hung out with us, they fucking partied.
Right.
They fucking partied. Like, we sat there, like, we shut the restaurant down, but it was me, you, and Geisinger, our boss at the time, and then all 5 of them just chilling at the bar, drinking, bullshitting, talking. Like, them and Geisinger made plans to go shoot guns and shit the next day and stuff. They were asking where the bitches are at. Like, is that with Lake there are no bitches and shit? I even remember at one point, like, there was a kid that worked for us, and that saw that we were still in there.
Yeah.
And he came through the back door, and all of a sudden, like, he walks in, like, with his little girlfriend and shit, and, like, all of a sudden, those dudes were sitting at the bar, and they saw those kids come through, and they, like, got up and got away from the bar, like,
yeah.
They were like, oh, I thought we were in a safe space, and now they see kids, and they're like, no, we can't be seen drinking, or we can't do any of this.
Yeah, we're not having fun.
And I think you even told, what's his face? I'm not going to shout out his name either. I think you said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I just grabbed him, like, he said hi. I'm like, hey. I'm like,
no.
Hey, man, you got to go.
You can't be here.
Yeah, I'm like, they're just chilling, trying to unwind. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I just want to say hi. I'm like, no, you're good. I'm like, but you probably shouldn't be in here right now. He's like, oh, I get it. All right. I'm like, yeah, he got it. But he was like blown away that they were, I mean, the kid worked there forever too. Yeah. So it was like.
He's a good dude too.
Yeah, he was part of that restaurant. It's like, yeah, sorry, but you got
you can't be.
I'll get you a poster from him.
Yeah. And it's not like they were big enough that the tabloids were there like, oh my God, this band was seen at a bar with an underage kid there hanging out with them or whatever.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with them, like cracking a couple cold ones or doing anything like that. But it was a little more some of the derogatory terms I heard come out of their mouths. I was like, yeah, you guys probably party a little off scenes, but that's fine.
Yeah,
cool.
And it just goes to show that Christians still love to have a good time. They like to drink and they like to do recreational drugs. And
amen.
They like to do recreational sex stuff.
We don't talk about religion on here.
Hey, we're all just people. We're all just people, man.
Spiral hole. That's my week. Yeah. Other than that, not a lot going on. Just chilling. I put up, my backyard has that like mini fence in the back to like block the road. Yeah. So I bought some snow fence, some black snow fence.
What the fuck is snow fence?
It's like that. The caution orange fence that's got like just plastic and it's got orange holes. It's all through it. It's
like plastic netting.
Yeah, like netting.
Yeah.
So that's called snow fence or wildlife fence or whatever the hell you want to call it. But typically, it's called snow fence. True story.
No, I believe you. But you're getting ready to tell me where you put it, and I'm trying to picture in my head where you're putting it.
So in the corners of my back fence, I took one to my railing, and I took one to the corner of my house, so I could basically lock my kids in the backyard so they can play.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I'm like, what the fuck are you? Why are you putting up snow fence?
Yeah. So
you basically made baby gates.
I made big baby gates for cheap. On the cheap, cost me, I don't know, $40.
And you made them black?
Yeah, it's black. But what's nice, it's so thin. Like, if you're looking from the road, you don't even know it's there.
Well,
at nighttime, somebody will walk right through it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm glad
you're going to get all caught up in it.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to go out there next time and like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go out and pee in the weeds.
Well, I set it up because I got T-posts on one side and then I staple it to my fence. So then I can, when it's like a night we're having a fire, I can pull a T-post, wrap it up.
I gotcha.
Conceal it because my kids eventually are not going to need a fence. Hopefully they'll listen to me.
Yeah.
But a little temporary thing I set up. So that
Uncle Steve's going to get caught up in it.
That was a fun project. But if you got to be, you got a big backyard where you got something.
Put some snow fence up.
Put some snow fence up. Keep them 2-year-olds in there. Now, I thought I was staring at the it was in the fencing section, staring at the staples basically to hold your what you call it, the
snow fence,
the stuff you put under the mulch, the weed
big
guard.
stakes, yeah,
the weed guard.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah,
they make garden stakes like staples basically. I'm like, I should get some of those to hold my fence, the bottom of the fence down, because the kids could just slide underneath it, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna get them yet. I'll wait and see if they actually.
It'll be hard to roll up if you.
It took Jack one day to figure that shit. He walked over, just picked that fence up. I'm like, son of a bitch! He's too smart.
Get him shot collars, man.
Nah, so I got some tent stakes out.
Shot collars is way easier.
Well, it would be way easier, but I'm pretty sure I would lose my children.
No, you will never lose them because they can't get away.
Not to them leaving. To someone coming in a car and be like, sir, we heard you have shock collars on your children.
That's the point of the shock collar, is that you can't lose them.
Yeah.
They won't go too far.
What if we, maybe if I put one on, Steph has one on, and like both my kids have one on, be like, no, this is our fashion. We got GPS trackers. We got, every gadget you'll need in here ever. Yeah. We got our cell phones in here. We just push a button, make a call.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then I walk, and they're like, all right, see you. And they can shake my hand.
And they get zapped.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't be that many volts.
It hurts. I've tried it because I got one on my dog. And I'm like, if I'm going to put it on my dog and she's going to get zapped, I'm going to zap myself.
Yeah.
I put it on myself. And it tightens all. It's not like.
Well, it's weird now that I know electricity more. I want to know what it is. I want to know what's going through there. How many volts and how many amperages.
Or you can set it, too.
Yeah.
So it's like 0 just a beep, and then level 1, and level 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And I got my dog cranked all the way up.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's probably a standard. It's 1 volt, but the amperage is what's going to kick up. And amperage is weird because I've felt milliamps. Milliamps are just, it's like a little tickle.
I compare it to touching a cow fence.
Yeah.
That gets you. It's not like
like you ever fuck with one of them TENS machines where you get the little electrodes that you put on your back and it makes your muscles spasm. Oh, dude, those things are so tits. No. But even that, I don't know what kind of amperage that throws through you.
Yeah, I mean the dog collar. It's weird. Like, I feel like there's a shock and there's a pulse. So like, the dog collar is more of a pulse, over a shock. Like, but then I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't really make sense because it's not really. It's you know what I mean. Like, there's one that waves. I feel like there's one that one locks you up completely, and maybe that's just higher the amperage. Yeah. And then one just kind of hits you slow, and you're kind of like, whoa.
Well, and electricity is so fucking weird too.
It's very weird. I still don't understand it.
I work with a lot, and I still don't understand a whole lot. I understand more.
But it's like,
but they say it's not the voltage that kills you; it's the amperage, because the amperage is the flow.
Right.
The voltage is how much could be. You know what I mean? It's like I would say voltage is like you have a V8 versus a 4-cylinder. That's your voltage. Your capacity for power. And then your amperage is how much you push your foot on the pedal.
Right.
So like even that 4-cylinder could kill you if you're all the way to the floor. But like I wonder, like, because a lot of our machines will go up to like 40,000 volts. That's a lot of fucking volts. Like we're talking the shit that's powering this computer and like everything around us right now, especially your home, is 120.
Right.
And so 40,000 seems like a lot, but like what if it's just like 1 amp? One tiny little amp of 40 kV. Will that just like make my finger pop?
Well, I guess the thing
You know what I mean? Like
the thing to think about is like amps in your car, or fuses in your car, right? They're rated for certain amperage.
Yeah.
Until they'll pop. So like a sub, you might have to have a 50 amp rated one.
Yeah.
But if you put 10 in there, that's something. Bam! She's going. She's getting enough power through it.
And what your car battery's only like 24 volts.
It's only 24 volts. But when it's hooked up to something that's amplifying the electricity, then that's the difference. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I still don't know how. I get the premise of how electricity
I'm gonna get to the bottom
made.
of this. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, and I'll tell you what. My job just told me recently, like they're reworking their handbook and their shit, and they said like they will send anybody to school, and so the plan is I want to go back to school to do electrical engineering, and maybe I can get a better grasp on this and get some answers for us.
Yeah.
I have to pay for it up front, and once I graduate, and I can show like, hey, I graduated with, and I have to keep like a B average. They'll reimburse me, but they have to rewrite their policies to make sure that I get covered or whatever. So it hasn't happened yet, but it's in the works. But once I go back, I'm going to be. Maybe I'll just say it right now. I'm going to go to school to be an electrical engineer, and they're going to pay for it. Because if I don't do it, then I'm not going to be holding myself accountable, and I'll probably just like, well, why do I need it? I have everything I need to know.
I mean, I understand it's like coils and magnets and shit that we use right now, and there's other ways to make electricity.
Yeah,
potatoes make electricity. Like, it's fucking weird, but
yeah, dude, my eyes have been open.
The molecular breakdown of electricity is kind of creepy.
It's literally just electrons moving through things that allow it to move through it.
Electrons, protons, neutrons,
no protons or neutrons, just electrons.
Yeah, well, I'm just throwing them in there because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It's literally just...
I want to give them a little
We'll shout out.
What's up, protons, neutrons? I see you.
We'll shout you out.
I see you. I'm sure you do some other shit, and I'm, don't know my science well enough. But
no, it's just literally just the movement of electrons. That's all electricity is, and it's fucking bizarre.
It's crazy.
Bizarre.
I've been seeing people making their own lithium batteries and putting them in their cars, and like
that sounds dangerous.
But I don't know. Is it?
I don't see.
Dude had a Tupperware in his car, and it was one of those mechanics on TikTok's like,
yeah,
customer stated this, and they're like, but they went to his battery, but that wasn't the problem. It was he needed his brakes changed or something. He's like,
yeah,
there was actually nothing severely wrong with the car. He just needed his brakes changed, but they popped the hood to change the brakes, and they're like, they seen a Tupperware there, but the car drove there fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah,
but the guy made his own lithium battery in a goddamn 12-quart Tupperware.
Yeah.
It's like
batteries are different. Batteries are going to be a DC charge,
right?
And it's going to be a chemical reaction usually between like lead acid is like the basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, put lead and acid, and it's going to make this chemical reaction that's going to create all these electrons. And then once you make the loop, they're going to flow through until the acid depletes all that lead, and then your battery's dead.
Right.
It's the weird ones of rechargeables and shit, lithium ions and all that other stuff. It's still a chemical reaction of like in the cell. It's a chemical reaction. I don't understand how it regenerates the depleting one and how they. Right? But still, there's still a lifetime on that shit. But like DC makes so much more sense to me. It's like, here's your thing. Finish the loop. You're done. AC is different because it's a generator that causes it, always.
So
well, not always, but like there's.
So like if I rip apart let's say an alternator, right?
An alternator. Okay, yeah.
And I see it's all like copper wire, some magnets.
Yep.
And a spinny thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Which I think has magnets on it too.
The spinny thing is going to be called your stator.
Yeah, the stator.
Yeah.
I know that because my boat has a stator.
Yeah.
So is that basically running an alternative current that's pushing against the magnets that's creating the electrons that go through the coils? Where did they come from? Who made them?
Yeah, and
how are they produced in a starter? That's what I want to know.
That's the thing that I don't understand especially with AC currents are all usually made by generators. It's not an AC battery.
Well, you need to go ahead, go to your ass to school, figure this shit out, because my brain wants to know. That's one thing I've always been so curious about shit.
Yeah,
and like I probably should have went to college or did some shit like that. But
yeah,
my dad's like instead he's like, no, you go work and travel. I'm like, all right, cool. Which I had great experiences. I learned a lot from that, and working and traveling and meeting people and being a social being probably made me a better person anyways.
Yeah, and that's
over just going to college.
Honestly, I feel like you'd be good at my job as well. Like, because you have a curious mind. It's like I know we've worked on cars and we've worked on things together. Even in the kitchen industry, it's like, why did the ice machine break? We'd look at it like, most people just like, I don't know, don't work.
Yeah, call a mechanic, fix it. Boom, done.
And then you look at it and like, well, this isn't doing this. Okay, so then this isn't like it's troubleshooting. That's one thing I love about my job more than any is like, yeah, sure, I don't understand a whole lot about electricity, but I do know I have a mechanical aptitude to where I'm like, hey, this light isn't on. So then you trace back, that thing isn't working. And then you trace back, this thing should be telling that to work, and that's not work. But everything else is telling that part to work. So there's the problem. Let's fix that. Like that's what I like most about my job is the troubleshooting. I hate being in the shop where we have to build new equipment. I can build all that equipment. I can follow. We have sheets. We have this. I have roadmaps. Like A plus B equals C all day. Build it, get it done, throw it out. But I like going like, why isn't C working? But A's working. Okay, apparently we need to fix B. You know what I mean? Like, I love looking at that one problem and figuring out where in the roadmap has it gone astray. Like that excites me the most. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but it's finding that one thing that's wrong. It's like, oh hey, yeah, we could have just easily just swapped that out for a $5,000 part, or even with cars, like I could have sent that to a mechanic and they could have fixed it for like $500, but guess what? $10 later,
done.
Your boy did it.
you know? I would rather spend hours on Google, and $20 than pay somebody $500.
If there's a problem, I'll solve it.
I'm great at fixing.
Check out the beat while the DJ revolves it.
Ice, baby.
Yeah, dude.
I am amazing at fixing old washer and dryers. Like I got those bad boys down. Almost science. The newer ones I haven't worked on, but I'm gonna.
Right.
I guarantee when mine start cracking or doing something weird. And now there's obviously more that can happen there with microchips and boards and blah, blah, blah. But you start at the beginning and you work your way back, just like you're saying.
Yeah.
But the old ones,
it's always going to be the thermocoupler. No, you're fine. It's going to be the thermocoupler, or it'll be a limit switch, or it'll be something fucking stupid. It's always the tiniest, littlest things.
If I have a mechanic or have anybody come to my house, like my boy Tommy, who's done a lot of my work for me.
Yeah.
A lot of it just for beer.
Yeah.
And he's a HVAC guy. And he comes in and he's like, I'm like, my furnace keeps dying. I don't know what's going on, man. He's like, oh, I'll go check it out. And like, I'll be up there right next to his ass.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's just your flame sensor, man. We're just going to clean this off. He's like, you just put some sandpaper to that flame sensor, blah, blah, blah. And you're good to go.
Yeah.
And I learned that when I was when I first bought my house, or in a few years to buy my house. So now I know about my flame sensor. That's in my bank. So then, I can check that. And then I started diving more. Then I started diving more into the furnace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started diving at first anyways and diagnosed the problems, and flame sensor was one of those problems, and it was igniter, and it could have been this, and it could have been this, could have been this, could have been this. But I still texted him because I, at that point, never took the furnace part at all.
Right.
And once he came and opened up that panel, I'm like,
yeah,
this shit's easy now.
Yeah.
Don't touch the dangerous parts and you're okay.
Yeah, and a lot of it literally is open it up, open that panel up.
It's not hard.
Open that panel up and then look where it plugs into the wall or it runs into a power source. And then follow it from there, because you'll see most of the times.
Do the IT thing. Is it plugged in?
Yeah. But no, I mean, like 90% of the shit that we work with, the shit that's in our houses, come in at our AC voltage from the wall, which is 120, and then it hits an inverter that dumps it down to a low voltage, like 24 volt DC. 24 volt DC is easier to work with, or even 12 volt DC. Like DC is easier to work with. If you plug something wrong, it'll pop. And it might hit a little breaker, it might fry a chip in there or something. You're not going to fuck too much up. You're not going to electrocute the shit out of yourself. You're not going to die.
Right.
But it's so, kind of follow, just, I don't know. I could sit here and...
Yeah, well, it's not worried about electricity, but I was just talking figuring stuff out on your own is not hard now. You got the internet. Things like changing your brakes. It's not hard, people.
Yeah.
I know it's scary. And there's some people that can't even change a motherfucking tire in their car. Come on.
Yeah.
Brakes
are just basic hydraulics.
But even change the tire in your car, you know what? Practice it. Go out. If you don't feel the confidence to change the tire in your car, go to a parking lot. Read your instruction manual. Yeah. Jack your car up. Pull your tire off. Put it on. And then put it right back on. Because you don't need to pull your spare out. Because if you can put your tire back on, you can put a spare on.
Honestly, I would say this: something breaks, take it apart and look at it.
Yeah.
If you can't figure it out after that, then call.
You know what I
mean? Give it a shot. Give it a try.
Instead
of just going like, my heater doesn't work, I'm gonna call somebody. Like there's so many times where I've worked in different industries or different parts where it's like, we have a problem with this. Send somebody out immediately. And you go out and you look and you flip a switch or you reset or you unplug and replug. Or it's stupid little easy things and you could save yourself $2,000.
But I've also been there sitting stranded on the boat why is this boat not going to start? And what's wrong with it? It's got electricity. It's got gas. It's got everything. And the safety hazard switch wasn't plugged in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it took me 30 minutes to figure that out.
Yeah.
But that never registers in your brain right away because you're just
there's one when we
go to the hardest thing sometimes. You go to the hardest thing because, and I've done this probably, not only have I done it probably once or twice, I've seen it done multiple times with other people.
Yeah.
The damn safety lanyard on a boat, and you all know what I'm talking about, the red cord thing that you always got to have plugged in.
Yes.
If that's not attached, the boat will not start.
Yeah.
And still, with all my experience, I'm sitting there trying to start my boat, and I didn't realize, because my thought in my head was, it's always plugged in. Mine's always plugged in. Yeah. It's not attached to the key anymore. It's plugged in. It's a pontoon boat. Don't care. One of my kids pulled it out. And that was the problem. I did not expect them to pull it out.
I think it was 4th of July weekend. We had Kirk and them out on the boat. We get down on the boat. I'm carrying coolers and shit. Sarah's like, I'll start the boat. I'm like, yeah, motor's down. Everything, just go ahead and start it up. And she's... So I go back to the motor. I pull the choke. I'm like, okay, try it. Is it in neutral? This, that, and the other. Check. All systems check. Lots of systems check.
Right.
She didn't know that she had to attach that safety thing.
I'm gonna weld that thing just wide open.
Yeah. Well, you can. It's a limit switch. You can just
but
you bypass it. But still, like, and then that's another very crucial lesson in any kind of troubleshooting. Start at the easiest thing first.
Yeah.
You start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Somebody says the key's in, I swear, and you hear it turning, like, but is the key in? Double check the fucking key. Like, everything. Start at the dumbest, simplest thing first.
Well, that's why I brought the Technosport help up. That's always annoying to us. Like, is it plugged in?
Yeah.
Did you restart it? Did you restart it the proper way? Like, they always hit you with those 4 bullshit things.
Yeah.
Because there's probably 50% of the time that people are calling. And yes, you already did it. Yeah, and we're all smart enough for that. But 50% of the time, there's probably a lot of dumb shits. They're like, oh shit, it's not plugged in. Well, my kid unplugged it, and my TV won't turn on. I call Technosport, but is it plugged in?
A lot of times, if I do call Technosport, it's like, just so you know, I have unplugged and replugged. I unplugged, waited for 30 seconds. I even hit a couple buttons to get rid of the leech power and then plugged it back in to make a good full reset. I held down the power button to make a good another full reset. I tried this, like. And
then they're like, we don't give a shit, Steve. So we're going to tell you. I have a script. I have to read it.
Well, no, like the good ones will be like, okay, so you've done all this. And then you hear them kind of read through. Okay, you try this.
Let's go to page 2. Let me go to page 2.
Have you tried this? Like, no, I haven't. Okay, try that. Like, all right, nothing. Okay, just you did that. Like,
All right. Enough about any of that.
Yes.
Let's move on. What?
Oh, we were gonna.
That was just my week, but we didn't even talk about your week. That was my week. So,
dude, my week sucked. I don't know.
Well, I think we heard about it, and maybe we went so deep into it, I don't even know what happened.
No, my week was, I haven't been in the shop for 5 days straight in a while, and I forgot how much it sucks just being in. I like traveling more than I like being in the shop.
For sure.
Either way, I wired some shit, stuff, blah, blah, blah. But we want to do a podcast first.
Podcast first. Dun, dun, dun.
We want to play Guy on a Buffalo for you guys.
So if you don't know, Guy in the Buffalo was shot in 19...
God, the original video was forever ago.
Let me guess. I want to say 81, but I'm not sure that's true. Let me look.
You do the research. I'm going to play the video.
Yeah, go ahead. But what we're going to do here is we're going to play it because my buddy Tyler just brought it back up and we laughed so hard about it. We're just like, we're going to bring it up on the podcast.
I got it here. So they took this old movie and they dubbed it. It's cheaper than Hold on, I gotta start it over again.
Some bitch is made in 2011.
So they took The Buffalo Rider was the name of the movie, and they wrote a song over it.
One day the guy on the buffalo hopped off to stretch his legs.
This is 2011. Why I said 80s.
Baby, awesome.
But 11 was the dub over. Because I feel like it was
1976.
Yeah.
You're right. 2011.
Keep the baby afloat. He found a baby in the weeds.
She's barren. She's barren.
It's
cheaper than adoption.
It looks like she actually says cheaper than adoption too.
I'm pretty sure she does. That's real. I mean, not that it's real, but. I want a buffalo. I mean, if you just haven't seen this, just watch it. It's so catchy. That's hilarious.
Buffalo says, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Got problems of his own.
The buffalo's got some cougars on him. The guy in the buffalo has a cougar on him. Punch the cat in the face. Oh, the buffalo just bam knocks that wolf clean out. Like, that's a murder kick right there.
Yeah. I don't know how awesome that is for anybody listening.
Yeah, well, okay. If you're listening, you enjoyed the music, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I was trying to narrate a little bit there. It's funny. It's hilarious watching videos. Hilarious. I love that when he's like, you got to punch that cougar in the face.
Yeah. And there's
get out of here, kitty.
It's a 3-parter.
Yeah.
It's a 3-parter. We showed you part 2.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
But yeah, part 2's like, what's this in the weeds? It's a baby.
Awesome.
It's so good.
It's hilarious. If you've never seen it before, just watch the videos. It's going to get stuck in your head. I apologize already.
Just Google search guy on a buffalo. That's all you need to do.
It is fantastic. I love dub overs and stuff like that, like the NFL bad libs.
Bad lip readings.
The bad lip readings are great. The Star Wars, remember the Star Wars one? Oh, maybe we'll do that next week. The Star Wars one.
Bad lip reading for Walking Dead is probably one of my most favorites.
The Star Wars backpack song.
I don't know. They're all so great.
But if we're gonna stick with songs or something like that, the Star Wars backpack one is great.
Yeah,
I can't even remember what that's called, but it's hilarious. Like, that stuff just cracks me up.
Yeah,
because the bad lip readings are great because they like dub perfectly over their lips, like what they're actually saying.
And they do a lot of those, like the NFL. They did them for Twilight, Hunger Games,
debates,
the national, and then my favorite's The Walking Dead. Like,
yeah, I've seen some of those before with Carl. Carl.
the kid's like,
I
don't know. He just said "dreet," and I'm about to freak out. It does no justice if I'm going to sit here and quote him without you seeing it. So go check out.
No, I've seen him before too, but yeah, check him out, guys. But yeah,
I like sharks and skunks.
You gotta sit there just like watch an episode on mute.
Yeah.
Like, we just have to watch an episode of Walking Dead on mute. Fast forward and rewind it and just like dub over it ourselves while they're doing it. We got to be that person.
Dude, I got to check that out because my hearing's always been weird. And I know whenever...
I don't know why. Heavy metal, some bitch.
Well, I also contribute a lot of my hearing issues to... obviously, when you
syphilis.
When you do so much research on the internet, when you see so many things on the internet, obviously
you already know it's true, and
you figure out you have all these problems.
Yeah,
but I do believe a lot of it is ADD oriented. It's called APD, audio processing disorder, where there's a lot of times I hear so many sounds that I can't focus on one. And one thing that I hated about like the whole COVID. The whole pandy situation was when everybody's wearing masks, like I couldn't look at their mouths. So I can't really say that I read lips, but a lot of, if I see a mouth moving, I can match the sound. I mean, I can match the sound of the mouth and like figure out what's going on.
I don't think there's a person in this world that like, yeah, you can obviously hear shit and you know exactly what they're saying, but it does help. If you're looking at someone's face and they're speaking and you see their mouth move, you read lips. You 100% read lips.
Yeah. I'm not deaf at all. I mean, I probably have some, but I watch 100% TV. I watch on subtitles.
Well, here's the thing. You ever found like a show on Netflix that's supposed to be like, it was shot in, say, Mexico or some overseas or whatever.
Yeah, a foreign film.
But they're saying their words in English. But yeah, they still hire somebody to dub the words over in English.
Right.
For no apparent reason. I don't know why. Because they think Americans won't understand it or some shit.
Right.
Or they don't like their accent. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Or even if they're saying it for...
So there's maybe a 1 second latency.
Yeah.
A 1 millisecond latency. So the words are not 100% matching up. It drives me insane.
Right.
It drives me absolute bonkers. And I'm like, he's actually saying the words, but this is not matching up because they had to dub over it because he had an accent. Why did they do this? It drives me crazy. I would rather have broken English over you trying to dub it over with some dude doing whatever. But they dub it over, and you can 100% tell they dubbed it over.
Yeah.
It's not matching up.
But I even say, like, I'm weird. I'm weird in where if I'm watching TV at the house, I'm watching TV, and, like, kids are running around. Say Sarah's out in the kitchen doing something. Sarah's trying to talk to me. If I just have no subtitles, straight volume on the TV, and straight volume from her, I can't pay attention to both at all. But if the TV's playing and I have subtitles on, I can read what it's saying. I can listen to what she's saying, and I can pay attention to what's going on the TV and then still talk to her. Yeah. Because I'm trying to do both at the same time.
Compartmental.
But if it's all it's all sound, I can't pay attention to anything. I'm just like, okay, I don't know what you said. I don't know what Dr. Shepard just said on Grey's Anatomy. Like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Well, yeah, that's pretty hard. I mean, for anybody, I think.
I'm a subtitle whore, dude.
I am very selective hearing too, and I blame it on the restaurant industry because you're listening for certain things.
Start watching your TV in subtitles.
You listen for certain things around you, like going to eat at a restaurant.
Yeah,
is never a good experience for my wife typically because I hear the kitchen and I hear the front of the house staff over her.
Yeah,
because my brain selects to hear that because that's what my brain is trying to drown out all the rest, everybody's else chitter chatter.
Yeah.
And listen to what was happening here and here and here and pick up any kind of highs or lows in voices.
Yeah.
And it just automatically got in that tune because it's gotten better.
Yeah.
But since I haven't been in the industry for a while, but it's still there. I mean, for 13 years, my brain was programmed to doot, 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 doot. Like a radar, you detect that shit.
We need a runner for table 23.
Yeah, like I'll hear, God damn it, in the kitchen, like more than anything.
Where's my ketchup?
Like if somebody curses in the kitchen, I will hear that over a roar of a crowd because they'll be like,
plates crashing. Like,
what just happened? I mean, everybody hears plates crashing. That's a loud, abrupt noise.
But here's a fun fact too, though. I didn't realize that I was inadvertently teaching my kids to read because my attention sucks so much that I need subtitles on television to watch it. But apparently, if you just put subtitles on, your kids will actually start reading that and they'll learn how to read. Like, and that makes sense.
Oh, I've watched some awesome kung fu movies where it's like,
well, no, I'm not even saying dubbed over. Just
no. I'm like, so no English to it, not even like whatever. But I've been sitting there non-English movies and I start reading, and then like at first you're like, I don't want, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, this is fantastic. It's fantastic.
And that's football season's coming up.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch live TV, the subtitles are always off. So I can't subtitle football, so I always have the volume like blasting. And Sarah's like, why does it have to be so loud? I'm like, because I can't read what they're saying. I want to know what's going on. I can't read what they're saying because the subtitles are 30 seconds behind and they're usually wrong or paraphrased or whatever. Like, I want to know what's going on, so it has to be loud to catch my attention so I don't hear what the fuck everything else is going on in the background.
Maybe you do with those submersive tanks.
Sensory deprivation tanks?
Yeah.
Well, there's no...
I know, but what I'm saying is...
like a reset?
Maybe just shut everything down. Shut it down.
Dude, I would love to try a sensory deprivation tank.
I know I'm creeped out about it, but I want to do it.
I want to do it right though.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law did it in Arizona, and I was jealous. Like I really wanted to do it because I feel like I just fall asleep immediately.
I want to try it once. So, regular.
Do you want to go in a coffin?
and then I want to eat some mushrooms.
I think that'd be fucking terrible.
Dude, then I want to eat some mushrooms and float.
I mean,
then you really find where your demons are.
I would say if you ate mushrooms all the time, yeah, but you don't. So
no, use them as like a therapeutic thing, man.
I'm just being there jerking off.
Maybe a little microdose. Maybe a little microdose. Microdose.
Had to clean the tank after you. After
that. No. Probably find my spirit animal and shit.
His name's Phil. He's a blade of grass.
No, like I'd like to try a sensory tank and also like cryo. I know there's a cryo place in Canton. I don't know if they do the tanking, but I know it's like one of those health centers or whatever where they do cryo and like they have saunas and
what
stuff.
What do you feel? I mean, I don't know, this is kind of like we're like a year deep in with the ice bath shit. How do you feel about that? I feel like you'd be on board with that because you got all the people. You like jumping in these ice baths, so
it's supposed to be great for keeping down inflammation. I've heard many.
I mean, the Swedish
awesome
did
things.
that shit all the time, right? They like sauna, ice bath, sauna, ice, like jump in a cold ass lake. Anyways, well, not necessarily.
There was a study,
an
and
ice bath.
I can't think of what is it serotonin? What's the one? What's your happy chemical?
Serotonin, yeah.
And even they say like when you drink, your happy chemical kicks up, and then it kicks up, and then it stops. No matter how much more you drink, your happy chemical will never keep ticking up. And that's why people drink to excess, because they're trying to keep it going, but it never really goes farther. But the one thing that you can do that makes it kind of do a slow tick and constantly keep going to a certain higher threshold is cold plunge. You cold plunge, and then that level just keeps kind of slowly building for the next couple of hours. Even after you're out, say you do it for 3 minutes, for the next couple of hours, you're still going to be feeling the effects of that. Not only do you get that happy chemical in your brain, but you also decrease inflammation. Inflammation is like terrible for like your joints and shit.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing is like they do say if you work out a bunch, you do want, like, especially if you do heavy weight training, you do want that kind of inflammation. You want that blood to rush and those healing elements that hit your muscles and hit your stuff, and you want all that flush of it there. But then at the end of the day, or or beginning of the day, you work out later, you don't want it directly after a workout, but you want it somewhere in there where you want the inflammation to just decrease.
Right.
And cold plunge is supposed to be fucking amazing for you. Help that serotonin or whatever that happy chemical is. Like, I want to try it, but I also don't have.
I mean, they say start out with like a cold shower, right? So like, just turn your shower as cold as possible.
Cold showers suck.
And then no shit.
I got the big.
I go bright and early. As soon as I wake up, I want to shower. Normally, that's not an option because the kids are waking up and I'm taking care of them, and then I jump in the shower. I've tried to do it.
Yeah.
I've tried to do it. Like, but that's the thing, right? You got to fight through that, and it's so hard to fight. I feel like plunging would be way better.
And that's what I was gonna say, because I've done the cold shower thing where you kind of have to turn like a rotisserie, where you always still get relief. You need to be completely, fully shocked.
Yeah.
So I've taken cold baths, like a full everything chin down bath, but it's still not ice cold. It's probably whatever earth cold was. And even then, like you get in and it's full submersive, and you do find a moment of zen. Whereas in a shower, I feel like you're always in a panic mode in your shower.
Yeah,
because you're constantly spinning around, just like, oh my god, it's cold. Oh my god, it's cold. Whereas when you get in there and you get used to it, it's nice. It's like jumping into the lake.
I'm going to throw it to our YouTube chat right now. Mikey Schmidt just said, balls. Yeah, as soon as it hits the balls, it's over, man. It's over.
We got people talking to us on live?
Just Mikey Schmidt.
Hey, Mikey Schmidt, what's up, Bubby?
He's been chatting it up. I had to refresh my shit. But anyways, yeah.
Well, we're so used to nobody being there.
Yeah. Sorry, but yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, but I would like to get one where it's like ice cold.
I mean, I've jumped in ice cold water before.
Like 30, or like a monitored 35 to 40.
Or I wouldn't say ice cold, but I've jumped in cold water before, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely a shock, and your body definitely goes in that fight or flight response.
Hanging there for like 3 minutes a day.
I don't know.
And you'll be at premium health. That's all it takes.
I don't know why that would make your body go on premium health, though, because your body's fighting for its life all of a sudden.
Well,
and then it's like, oh no, but then I'm good. So do you want your body to fight for life all the time?
Yes.
But does that make you live longer? That's my question.
They say what happens when you get into these moments of extremes is that your body does go into that repair mode of, oh my God, we're dying. Let's release all these chemicals that we don't normally release. Let's do all these things that we don't ever do because we need to survive in this for the rest of our lives. But it doesn't know that it's only going to be for 3 minutes. So you get a rush of all these self-healing things that your body's going to do that it would never normally do because you're not in that situation.
But why does the water be so cold? Because like the water can be cold, right? But why do I need to get in the motherfucking ice bath for 30 seconds?
I guess it doesn't have to be ice. There are studies that show like if it's like 60 or below is still good. 60 to 40 is still good, but 40 or lower, you're in a higher level of stress. Why don't they
dip their head in that shit?
Cool
your brain off. Too.
The same thing with heat too, with saunas.
Yeah,
saunas, especially extreme heat saunas, do the exact opposite end of the spectrum. Where, oh my God, we're in a level of extremity. We need to
sweat,
release all this shit to help us survive this, and you're getting all these healing things. Released from your body that you don't even need to be healed because it thinks you're going into these super extreme environments.
You guys, I've been doing this the whole time. I've been doing this for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Probably, wait, what? 20? No. At least 15 years, we'll say.
Yeah. Your liver goes into extreme stress.
You just drinking now. Your body's shutting down. It's like, no, we gotta stay alive.
Hey man, we're in this extreme environment full of alcohol. We gotta release all these toxins and all these other things. We need to fatty this liver up. I don't know if that's the right way to tip the scale.
You don't know because you ain't fucked around with it enough.
I'm pretty sure.
Science is like, no, that's wrong.
I'm pretty sure.
You can't have fun and do it. You got to torture yourself and
pretty
do it.
Sure,
what you got to do is torture yourself to get there. Well, maybe I am.
Yeah, the people that cold plunge get happy. They get whatever they get, but they don't get cirrhosis.
Yeah, well, they haven't tried my diet.
Yeah, there's been other people that have, and they get cirrhosis of the liver.
Yeah, but they weren't me, and they didn't go as hard.
And their balls weren't uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody eventually somebody that ice plunges long enough is going to get cirrhosis of the liver too.
No, just get frostbite or some shit. I don't
know. Their testicles are going to shrink. What would you rather have?
I don't use my testicles anyway.
I'm just saying, there's a way out.
Yeah.
We're all clocking down a click.
Yeah, there is one way out for everybody.
You didn't catch that one. I was going to say clicking down a clock, but we're clocking down a click.
Clocking out a click.
Yeah, I just threw that in there to see if anybody catch it. I'm sure everybody else was like, ooh, that was cringe. They're fun. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Anyways, anything else you got on the docket here, Steve?
Nah, man. I feel like I had a few things, but I feel like we've rambled on enough.
I think so too. Are appreciating our live, Mr. Mickey Schmidt coming in hot.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry, we weren't very responsive. I was not seeing what's going on.
We're not used to anybody being there. But
it's really our live is just an extra piece of what we do. So.
Yeah.
This is for our fellow listeners, and we hope you so help. Hang on, clear it out. Hope you had yourselves a damn good time.
Yeah, click like and subscribe, do all those things. Let us know if you guys do cold plunging or any of that fun stuff and any of the health benefits that you've seen come your way. Other than that, man, did you have yourself a damn good time?
I had a damn good time. Steve, you had a damn good time?
I had myself a damn good time. Mickey Schmidt, we hope you had a damn good time. And everybody else out there, we hope you had a damn good time. We will catch you next week.
Till the next damn good time.
Love you guys.
Say all that 12 times fast.
Love you, bro. Peace.